Welcome to Talk of the Town, presented by Tree City Sports. I'm your host, CJ McClure. Oh my goodness, the response from the last episode has been overwhelming. Thank y'all so much. As always, I'm rocking a shirt made by AM Creations in Ottawa, Kansas. Go check them out on all of their social pages. She is currently working on a shirt that is not yellow, so stay tuned for the sneak peek in on that. This morning, I stopped by, got myself my morning drink from Arrowhead Nutrition, the Summer Smash. Go check it out. Go stop by and check out all of their nutritional teas. They are absolutely amazing. Before we really get started today, I wanted to give a happy birthday shout out to our friend Royal, who I mentioned in our last episode, and we actually have an update on Royal coming from his mom. He is doing a lot better. We're still cleaning out his system. He was just so full that it's been quite a long week. But yesterday was his birthday, so from all of us at Tree City Sports, happy birthday, Royal. We look forward to having you back soon. Now let's get into it. I'll make this very clear from the very beginning. I do not hate the University of Utah. I do not hate their fans. I am simply stating facts. Their fans have been, for the most part. Now, I'll say this because, yes, there are decent University of Utah fans that have been pretty decent about reaching out and sharing their stories. Awesome people. But the vocal 1% can't say that. They have been running their mouth nonstop, thinking that automatically they are the best team in the Big 12. They are not automatically the best team in the Big 12. I'll tell you who is. Right there. Avery Johnson is the favorite in the Big 12 to win the Heisman Trophy. He should be. He absolutely should be. If you've watched this kid play, and I've watched him play in person, this kid is electric. He is going to set the Big 12 ablaze if he gets going really good and stays healthy. No question, the K-State will be the one, if I will not say the only one, because as a Big 12 fan, I honestly hope that we get at least two. If we get three teams in the playoffs, which isn't likely, but if it was to happen, man, that would be fantastic for the conference. But I think that K-State has the best chance of winning the Big 12. I saw a post that was, I think it was ESPN or something, that predicted KU to be the favorite to win the Big 12. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, they may have a good season. They ain't gonna win the Big 12. There ain't no way. And I'm not knocking on KU because I believe the progress that they are making is absolutely incredible. They are doing fantastic at what they are doing, rebuilding that program from what it once was. But I'll say this, K-State should be the representative from the Big 12 in the college football playoff, if everything works out. Now, obviously, you can't predict injuries or what happens in the season. And the Big 12 is extremely tough on the road. You know, there are even teams that come into your own home stadiums and beat you. You never know. You honestly never know. But that's what makes the Big 12 special. Utah, I believe that there is a chance. There's a chance that if there's another representative of the Big 12 in the college football playoff, I believe Utah could be that. There's a chance. I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm not saying that it's likely. There's a chance. And honestly, it is likely because they are a great football team and they have a great coach and a great program. But the Big 12, you literally never know. And that's part of the beauty of the Big 12, and that's why we love it. That's why we love the competition, the fans, the atmosphere. We love everything about it. Thank you to the Big 12 for everything that you do for us. And I'll say this, part of the reason that the University of Utah's fans think that way is because they think the best teams in the Big 12 left. No, they didn't. OU and Texas were founding members of the Big 12. We were thankful for everything that they did for this conference, every national championship, everything that they gave to the Big 12 in their time. But they were not the biggest members of the Big 12. I mean, yes, they were the biggest members, but they didn't make up the whole conference. The whole conference is why it's so great, because the whole conference, top to bottom, is the best conference in the nation in almost everything. It doesn't matter. Look at baseball this year. We've got two Big 12 teams that are in the respective super regionals in the baseball tournament this year. That's fantastic. K-State and West Virginia, let's go Cats, let's go Mountaineers. Let's bring home a trophy for the Big 12. And it's not just that these teams in the Big 12 are necessarily the best every year, but we're competitive. And every single game that you play in the Big 12, you know is going to be a competitive game. I mean, yeah, in recent years, people have brushed KU off in football. But for the most part, every single game in the Big 12, you never know. You could have an amazing game. You could have a really bad game. You could have just not played. You could have played really, really good, but they came out motivated and played better. It's the Big 12. You never know what could happen, and it's absolutely magical. And I'll say this, OU and Texas, yes, they were amazing members, and we loved having them. But to be honest with you, they belong in the SEC. They want to go, let them go. They say that the Big 12 got weaker because of that. No, it didn't. We'd added some teams. They're not powerhouse teams. No, we added good depth. You know, look at any team. The key to success is how deep you are and how deep you can play. That's the Big 12. The Big 12 is absolutely amazing about that. And we all love it. We love the competition. We love the friendly banter. Yes, Utah fans, we love you too. Don't get excited and don't go hating on me. I know I said some outrageous things that you didn't agree with, but I'll say one thing. When I posted that video and y'all replied, you proved my point in the comment section. I'm sorry, but the most vocal, yes, there were some great ones that reached out to me in that, and no problem. They are awesome people. But the ones that were the most vocal were literally proving my point. And there's a reason I talk, because when I speak, I know what I'm saying. If you choose to listen, I thank you very, very much. And I thank you for having faith in me to report what might be going on. And speaking of the Big 12 expanding, I have some news, some fun things. I hope you enjoy it, because I do. I enjoy talking about this. Like, it's just fun to speculate. Honestly, you never know what actually is going to happen, what talks are being had. But there are apparently talks being had. There's some interesting things being thrown around from some sources. There are some ACC teams that are being targeted by the Big 12. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. But apparently, the Big 12 had a few teams contact them about joining. We had a source that reported Miami, Louisville, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, Duke, and Syracuse have all contacted the Big 12 about possibly joining the conference. Could you imagine how much fun that'd be? I mean, yeah, it'd be fun. There was also a rumor that Pitt is very interested in joining the Big 12 as well, but there was no report that they've actually contacted them yet. The next question is, if we start gaining that kind of steam, I believe Brett, in his comments, his aggressiveness and all this is fantastic. And after listening to what he had to say recently, I think there's a chance they make a run at Florida State. Could you imagine how much fun that'd be? Florida State and UCF playing against each other in the Big 12. Whew. UCF could be a decent team. Honestly, they could be competitive. Wouldn't that be fun? Could you imagine Florida State coming to Manhattan and getting to play, and we get to meet their fans and they get to experience what it's like to be members of the Big 12. Now this is all just fun. We're just having fun here. Calm down. This may not actually happen. None of it may happen. Who knows? Who knows what could implode? But there's some wheels rolling on this. We could see some things very soon. And I don't think it'll be days. I don't think that we're moments away from learning all the details of anything at all. I think it's going to take some time. But I do think that by the end of this year, the Big 12 will grow by quite a bit. And that's just fun to think about. Let's be honest. That's just fun to think about. And let me know what you think about it. What do you think? What ACC teams should we target? Should we maybe let Memphis in? There was some talk about letting Memphis in. That'd be kind of fun. You know, I know my K-State family loves Naquan Tomlin. He went to play there. Could you imagine if that was a Big 12 team? Oh, there was talk of him going to a Big 12 team, but he did all right, and he played fantastic for Memphis. We're not going to discuss the Naquan mess at all. Not now, anyway. And, man, I think that Memphis would be a great addition, honestly. It'd help. In basketball, they've got a good program, and they have a lot of support behind them, you know, and donors and stuff, and they get a lot of publicity through Penny Hardaway. It's just fun to think about, you know, and who knows? Who knows what's next for the Big 12 or the ACC or the SEC or the Big 10? Nobody knows. And while we're on that note, why don't we discuss something else that has been floated around? I don't know exactly how I feel about this idea. Well, I kind of do, but I don't. What if we go back to a 4-team playoff? But it is for the now. This is in the world where the ACC disbands or loses all of its the biggest members to the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12, leaving the three main conferences. This is just fun we're having. So again, please forgive me for this, because this is just fun. What if we go back to a 14 playoff, but from the Power 3? And we have a separate national championship for the rest of the NCAA. Now, the NCAA is basically just letters at this point. I mean, there's no control with the realignment, no loyalty, nothing. Who knows? I don't know how you'd rebrand that, or if you'd want to, whatever. But what if we had a championship to give the other teams that really, honestly, let's be real, have no chance of competing for a national championship? The bowl games are fun. Yeah, let's include the bowl games and the national championship, or in the playoffs, like we have been. Yes. We do a 12-team playoff for the lower section. That way, more teams get a chance to play for a national championship, and it means just as much as the Power 3 championship. There's no difference. It doesn't mean anything less. You're Division I football, no matter what. Okay? We get it. We're not lowering you down a rank or anything like that. You're still Division I football. It's just like we want you to have a chance. We really do. And we, as fans, we want football to be fun and exciting. And that would be fun and extremely exciting to watch those guys play for a championship of their own without having to worry about Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, all these things, all these places, K-State, Oklahoma State, Utah, Arizona, all of them, those are teams that play at a high level every single game. And I'm not saying that you're lesser teams. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it would be more fun for your players and more exciting for you guys if you had something to compete for that was an attainable goal. I think it'd be fun for everybody as fans. I'd watch that. I would 100% watch that playoff, and I'd care about who won. I mean, I'm a fan of college football. That's just how it goes. Moving on to some news regarding K-State's men's basketball program. It was announced that Arthur Kaluma withdrew his name from the draft, and he is now in the transfer portal. Wow. There's a chance he comes back to K-State. Wouldn't that be awesome? It would be. I'd love it. I'd like to see it, personally. I think that with the team they have now, with the growth around him, he could be a great player in this program again. But I have some sad, sad news for K-State fans. If you haven't heard, Memphis. Yes, you heard that right. Memphis is the top favorite to sign Arthur Kaluma. Please don't let it be true. Although, if you have to go anywhere, we're okay with you following Naquan to Memphis. It's all right. We're not going to be salty about it. We love you, AK. But let me say this. We want you back. Please come back. Please come home. We really enjoyed your presence here. And if you never play another game in a K-State uniform, I'll say right now, thank you for everything you did for this team. And we are super proud to be able to have watched you in person. And meeting you and talking to you, learning what a fantastic young man you are, You are destined for great things. Go be great. Let's go State. Now we move on to something very, very, very exciting for Tree City Sports. We have a new member, Parker Bundy. He is a fantastic young man. I will let him introduce himself in just a minute, but I want to say thank you so much for joining us, Parker. It's an honor to have you on, and we look forward to working with you so much more in the future. Parker is actually here to give us our Kansas Athlete Spotlight presented by Arrowhead Nutrition, and to also give you an update on K-State and West Virginia's progress in the NCAA regional tournaments for baseball. Man, this is exciting. Parker, take it away, buddy.
What's going on, guys? Parker here with Tree City Sports. First and foremost, I kind of want to just thank Calvin for having me on here. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my sports knowledge throughout his platform and community that he has made. So, again, I just wanted to say thank you. But moving on, I'm an incoming freshman at Allen Community College in the fall. I'll play baseball there, and I'm really just looking to extend my baseball career as far as possible. I love sports. I've loved playing sports my whole life, so if I can continue my playing career as long as possible, that's really the goal. But I know eventually that will come to an end, so that's why I've started to enter kind of into different fields that I think I might like coaching and also sports broadcasting, because this is kind of just what I enjoy. I like talking about sports with people and breaking down all the stats and everything that goes with it. So yeah, thanks again, Calvin, for having me on, and let's get right into some baseball regional news. So first off, when we're talking about the regionals here for baseball, I just want to give a huge shout out to the Pete Hughes led Kansas State Wildcats. Huge win down there in Fayetteville this weekend to advance to our second ever super regional, first since 2013 when we won the Big 12 and hosted it in Manhattan. Honestly, I didn't have a whole lot of confidence going into the weekend. I just hoped the boys played loose and enjoyed maybe what could have been their last games together, but obviously we saw that wasn't the case, and Kansas State swept through the Fayetteville Regional. Actually didn't trail in a single inning the whole entire weekend, which that was a crazy stat to see for me. The boys just dominated down in Fayetteville, and it was really cool to watch. For Pete Hughes and co., their first ever regional, like I said, pretty cool story for Pete Hughes to last year being the first team out of the tournament, 65 out of 64, to talking to our athletic director, Gene Taylor, and getting some funds for the team to actually go out and play a lot harder competition and boost their RPI up a little bit to make the tournament with an at-large bid like this season. Pete obviously showed that the boys deserved to be in last year, and this year they're not taking it for granted, so that's pretty cool to see. Next we have the Coach Mazey-led West Virginia Mountaineers. Coach Mazey will actually be retiring after this season, so it's a really cool story coming out of Morgantown. When you have a coach that's going out for his final season to advance to his first ever regional and then first ever super regional is actually pretty cool to see. Yeah, I think I'm just really proud of that West Virginia program for going all the way to Arizona and knocking off some pretty good teams in Arizona, Dallas Baptist, and Grand Canyon. So props to them for making it out of there and advancing to play North Carolina this weekend. So we have K-State taking on Virginia in their super regional Friday, Saturday, and then again, if necessary, a game on Sunday. Same thing goes for West Virginia and North Carolina. So it's pretty cool Big 12 ACC matchups going on there. I guess we'll see maybe if one of those or two of those teams end up in the Big 12 eventually. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that we have two Big 12 teams in the final 16 still dancing. So let's go Cats. All right, now that we've gotten through the regionals and baseball, I want to kind of branch off into our Kansas athlete shout out of the week. So first we have K-State commit Carter Cunningham from Medicine Lodge High School. He led his team to the 2A state baseball championship, picking up a first team all-state bid while being a multi-sport athlete and winning multiple awards in football and basketball. Way to go, Carter. Next, we have a pretty cool story out of Osborne High School. Doak Guttery came back from surgery this summer to play football, basketball, and track. He ended up making his 8-man all-star team this summer. To wrap up his career, that's a pretty successful season. He was a consistent leader and mentor for that Osborne High team, even through injury and rehab. So that's a pretty cool story to know that a kid really cared about his teammates and his coaches a lot more than himself, to be there and show up even through his injury and eventually make it out on top and become an all-star for the 8-man team this summer. Lastly, I just want to say thank you again to Calvin for having me on. It's been an honor talking on your platform here at Tree City, and I'm looking forward to speaking more about sports in the future. Go Cats!
Parker, thank you so much for joining the show, and we look forward to hearing more of your stories and all of the fantastic news that you have to bring to Tree City Sports. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving us our Kansas Athlete Spotlight presented by Arrowhead Nutrition in Ottawa, Kansas. Go check them out on all of their socials. They are awesome. Go try all of their energy teas. Fantastic products. Yeah, everything I've gotten from there has been awesome, honestly. And that's no plug. That's an honest opinion. That's how I feel. And huge shout out to Carter Cunningham and Doak Guttery. Man, what a story from those two. Parker, you did an awesome job on that. I will say that was beautiful. Good job. Man, what an exciting episode we had today. I'm excited for your response to this. Let me know what you think. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. Subscribe to all of our social pages at Tree City Sports. There's a lot of content coming, guys. We got a lot more stories to tell. Thank you so much for joining us today. Parker, thank you again and again and again. I love having you on this show, and we look forward to the great content that you bring us and all the awesome stories and sports news that we get from you and your perspective on everything going on in the Big 12. Huge shout out to AM Creations, who is working on another shirt for us. You guys will get to see that very soon, hopefully in our next episode. And a huge, huge, huge shout out to Arrowhead Nutrition for sponsoring our Kansas Athlete Spotlight. Man, these athletes are fantastic, and they need all the recognition they can get. We're so glad to support them. There will be more stories about local and all Kansas athletes that may not get as much recognition as they should. And another birthday wish. Happy birthday, Royal. Thank you so much for your guys' overwhelming support and the prayers for Royal. And we look forward to having him back on the diamond very soon. I'm hearing there's a chance that we may see him very soon on the diamond. And that would be fantastic. Royal, happy birthday, buddy. Man, what a show. We are excited. We're here, and we're excited to bring you way more stuff. And thank you guys so much. Do not forget to like and subscribe to all of our pages. Y'all take care now.